The Men's Progressive Workers' Government. The man is always Reich. Proudly presents the failure of Mgtow and the triumph of Men's Progressive Workers' Government. Mgtow is a losing passive strategy. Even if a man wants to be left alone, offense is the best defense, and complete and utter destruction of his enemies, and source of suffering, will be his key to lasting happiness. The glory of purging humanity, of the biological reality of women and manginess, will be the greatest feat that humanity will have accomplished, since the invention of farming. Men will no longer have to chase women to have children, just like they do not have to chase cows to eat meat. This will be the men's revolution. To rise from the plantation that women have placed us in, and to secure the freedom for our sons, for eternity. No longer will women abuse the civilizations and wealth, created by men, to have us support and fight against one another. Civilizations will thrive infinitely without collapse, as men unite in a bond of brotherhood to end the tyranny of women and the manginess who support them. Evolution will free women of all suffering as they will cease to exist, but it will also advance man. As men will no longer need to feel the loneliness and emotional weaknesses that women exploit to have us work for them. The men of the future will have no emotional weaknesses. He will be confident. His sex drive will be dedicated to progress and advancement. Gaining orgasmic pleasure not from being with the incompetent parasite that are women, but from his competence and abilities in helping his community. Men of the future will see how primitive and pathetic their primitive ancestors were, for backstabbing each other and letting the inferior gender dominate them. They will scan by the previous barbaric social condition as they flip through the dusty pages of history. There are also two contradictions in the men going their own way ideology. First, because everyone is unique by definition, everyone is going their own way. Thus making the term include every man and redundant with saying just men. And second, even if you consider going your own way as not following the standard norm, the fact that there is now a group called men going their own way, no longer means that they are going their own way. Since they are going in the same way as all the other men who are not following the norms of society, therefore there can only really be things such as John going his own way, or David going his own way, since then it would be consistent as every person can go their own way. We, the Men's Progressive Workers' Government, propose and accept new meaning to the Mgtow acronym. One that is active and works offensively instead of passively. We define Mgtow as men globally taking ownership of women. With this new repurposed acronym, men can be offensive instead of being passive. They can be empowered instead of being rendered stale and passive. Men can once again exert themselves as the creators of life and civilization and not become passive as their vessels of birth.